What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to Atlas Theory. We are diving into the Star Atlas economics paper. It is split into three parts: game economy, tokenomics, and governance. And today we're in part 2, tokenomics. Now, this is meant to be more of a read-along. If you don't enjoy reading it yourself, also, feel free to just listen if you're like me. I'd rather just listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook. So this is like why I'm doing this. Of course, there's going to be charts, guys, and this is very free form. So tokenomics, let's get into it. The activities and value creation within the economy would not be possible without the robust tokenomic structure of all the assets within the game. Overview. There are 4 unique asset pillars to the economy of Star Atlas. All of them are represented both on-chain and in-game in some form. And here it just gives us a quick read off of these 4. It's going to be monetary assets, Atlas and Polis, land ownership NFTs, in-game items such as ships, equipment, crew, ship components, building, and blueprints, and in-game resources, fungible assets that are produced by miners and consumed by production. Over to monetary assets, Star Atlas has 2 fungible tokens that fuel all operations: Polis and Atlas. Now, we have heard a lot about these 2 tokens. The token sale is coming up, so make sure you're ready for that. It's going to be in 3 places: Radium, Apollo X, and FTX. Let's get into what Polis is. Polis is the governance token used at each level of governance, representing financial stake in the game, voting power in the DAOs where it is staked, and control of the treasury. It has a fixed supply that will not grow unless a decision to the contrary will be made by governance down the line. We will have that option where someday, like, the DAO kind of takes over and those holding Polis have deciding power over the entire Star Atlas universe. Let's get into Atlas. Atlas is the payment token used as a medium of exchange. It is inflationary, aiming to match the growth of the in-game economy and provide a solid monetary base for in-game economic interactions and on-ramps to enter the game. Both of these will be available in the token sale. Some of it's a lottery ticket, so you might get a ticket to get Atlas, or you might get a ticket to get Polis. I'm hoping for some Polis if I can get everything set up before then, of course. Atlas you can earn in-game, and I expect to spend a lot of time. So we're going to dive deeper into these 2. It looks like Polis is up first. As an asset, Polis is a low-velocity, long-term store of value that incentivizes governance of the Atlas economy for its long-run production. The Polis DAO is tasked with the minting, distribution, and redistribution of Atlas within the Atlas treasury, and earn portions of the returns in Atlas to the developments they vote to fund. With a long-term perspective, DAO governors will ultimately be able to drive the direction of the metaverse development. Like I was saying, it's going to get into more use cases here, even to the extent that the founding Star Atlas development team could be voted out as the primary vendor for game assets and game design. Other areas of more immediate focus include economic revisions, feature releases, asset releases, and schedules. So basically, as you can see over here, they show the allocation of Polis, like they were saying, where the team could eventually be voted out. We're not quite there yet, but I just want to point out that it is 30% here. So that's how they would be voted out in the future. Polis can be acquired in the following ways. Primary issuance. The Star Atlas team may directly sell Polis tokens to potential governors, like we're doing now. Secondary market can be bought and sold on a secondary market, but come with finite variety of lockup vesting schedules. In-game rewards, completing certain missions in-game. So, okay, that's cool. So Polis will be part of some of our missions. That's awesome. I might target those. I want some Polis. Metagame rewards. A, B, and C. A, actively attracting new users that stay for some amount of time or generate some amount of value. B, organize existing users into guilds, factions, and more based on what these guilds, factions produce. Guilds alliances will be rewarded with the amount of Polis based on how long they have actively participated in the universe. Oh, the reward structure will be calibrated to disincentivize churn. That's cool. So some of the DAOs, or DACs I should say, not DAO, decentralized autonomous corporations that are around now, these guilds and these alliances, are gonna probably get some bonuses here for being early. Oops, skipped too far. Governance participation, staking in the DAO and being active, meta economic rewards, liquidity provision on AMMs and other DeFi entities. So it's just going through, how we can grab this Polis. I'd watch out for this coin, guys. This is what you will want to target if you want power or political power. Deciding power in this universe. Of course, Atlas is going to be the lifeblood, so some of us may be going after that more if you don't care about being a big political figure. It has a chart now here, so if you're just listening, I recommend opening up the economics paper, checking it out. It just goes through allocation percent to certain areas, the amount allocated, unlock and vesting periods. So check that out. We also have an allocation little circle chart. Tokenomics, we're going to continue here. Again, there are many charts with this, but this is the last part of the Polis. The emission pool will be injected directly into the Polis rewards pool via a smooth curve over 8 years, dropping the entire rewards pool over this time. Unless the DAO rules otherwise, the vision for the DAO interventions is that the organization will set semi-annual targets based on the observation economic metrics, which will adjust the dropping schedule accordingly. Okay. So over 8 years, it'll move from the team into more of the DAO power. Now it's time to get into Atlas, the main coin. Atlas is the form of currency income in the game. The market clears at the price at which buy side perceives the value of the production of in-game assets, as Atlas can be earned within the game. The currency is inflatable. The monetary mass should grow at roughly the same rate as the in-game economy. New Atlas is created to reward in-game activities. See the diagram below. The Polis DAO can adjust the parameters regulating monetary rewards for different in-game activities, both on the global level and granularly, per activity type. So we have another chart here, same as the Polis, guys, with its allocation at Atlas, unlock, vesting periods, and then which groups. So we have a token sale coming up. Public pre-sale looks 1.5%. Public token sale 2%. I've heard of this upcoming one's the 2% here. And another circle chart. The minting and burning of Atlas will be purely based on game user base growth and adoption. That's awesome. The Star Atlas supply and price will be kept on a level to maintain reasonable in-game asset pricing eternally and optimize the entry level for new users while allowing for appreciation externally. I mean, this is so important. We see in most crypto games that at the very start they do land sales or asset sales, and these just explode through the roof, where no one can really join unless if you have bags. So if you're not early, you're too late almost. At least with some other crypto games I've seen. This one seems like it's not going to be that case. As it'll grow with the user base. So It'll attract new players all the time, and I think this is just a great way of doing it. I'm glad they set up the token this way. Here's another chart, though. A player buys the initial Atlas from the market, and then we go to the players, expend Atlas into mining, and these other areas, crafting, production, combat, exploration. Atlas is returned to the treasury on this side of the board. New Atlas is issued here, then it goes back into the market. It's just a good system. I like this system. So let's keep going here. Tokenomics. The monetary policy of Atlas will follow a route with 3 distinct phases: discretionary, central bank, discretionary, decentralized governance, and parametric. Let's get into these. The development team, this is the central bank. The development team adjusts the emission rates directly using the developer's DAO votes to modify the multipliers on the in-game rewards of each type. The target is to make the game accessible and optimal growth of the user base while providing a reasonable revenue for Polis holders. Okay. The emission rates are still based, this is the second one, decentralized government. The emission rates are still based on modifying the rewards, but the developers' votes are phased out and the DAO takes control. Okay, so these are the phases. Sorry guys, I'm stumbling over this one. This is raw, not practiced. Then the last one being decentralized governance. So these are the 3 phases of which we'll see. Kind of like the Polis was talking about, how it starts off very centralized as they're building the game, and over these 8 years it goes into the power to the people, as is this one of those big slogans of Star Atlas. The system is replaced with an algorithm stabilization model that considers macroeconomic metrics and external token markets. This was done to set targets for monetary mass, as well as to adjust rewards and burning accordingly. The model has to be enabled by a supermajority DAO vote, which will be, I don't know why I can't say this, parametric after deployment, with DAO being able to modify its KPIs. The distribution pool will be injected into the Atlas recirculation fund via a smooth curve over 8 years, dropping the entire rewards pool over this time, unless the DAO rules otherwise. The vision for the DAO intervenes is that organizations will set semi-annual targets. So this is going into the same thing as Polis. We have another chart here, this 8-year curve that they're talking about. Currency life cycle. The life cycle of Atlas as the in-game currency is defined through natural cash flows, in-game fees, and in-game taxation as inflows, rewards for in-game activities as outflows, orchestrated by several parametric why can I not talk today? Automatons and DAO decisions. I just recommend coming over to these charts, guys, and kind of following the path of the inflow and outflow of Atlas. Very cool stuff. It's going to take me a few reads to grasp and cement that into my memory. The core flows between in-game fees and in-game rewards. There is a fixed percent of currency recycling that fills the rewards fund. Sounds good. The DAO can subside the recirculation fund directly or adjust parameters of the monetary system. We're going to skip down here to non-monetary assets such as the ships, equipment, components, and crew. Every Star Atlas item is an NFT recorded on the blockchain. This means that the origin of each item can be backtracked to its creation event, and as such, every item used in-game is unfakeable. NFTs can be purchased within Star Atlas using Atlas or the secondary marketplace using other Solana-supported currencies. Awesome. Very cool. Star Atlas will utilize NFTs for the following: reflecting item ownership, recording items specifics like weapon, hit points, armor class, skill boosts, special bonuses, etc. Recording items rarity. Star Atlas items can be either dropped, i.e. acquiring via completed quests, exploration missions, P2P or P2E duels, digging on planets, sites, or crafting by combining necessary resources. I'm super excited for the crafting, guys. That's where you'll see me spending most of the time. Any Star Atlas item can also be improved to increase its rarity. Okay, awesome. We have rarity improvement in the game. Very nice. Now we're jumping over to land here. Again, more charts here from the last section about the tree here. Land, each planet is divided into parcels, and we can buy land parcels. Specifics of each parcel are recorded as an on-chain NFT. All buildings are naturally built on land, with higher-end facilities requiring more developed land to function. All land is owned rather than rented, protecting users from eviction or discrimination by rent application. To disincentivize flipping, whereby a market agent would buy and simply hold land, planning to gain revenues from its value appreciation rather than its usage, the game utilizes land value tax. I'm so glad they did this. Like I was mentioning earlier in other games, you just see these whales come in, buy up all the land, hold it, set ridiculous prices for ownership of that land, and you're kind of stuck out of the game. The DAO prices land tax in Atlas depending on its level, with the global limits adjustable by the top level DAOs. This mechanism provides dynamic protection from flipping and balances land value with its potential productive capabilities. The land owner does not pay taxes. The land will eventually be foreclosed. Oh, if the land, sorry, that's a huge thing. I was like, wait a second. We just said they were paying taxes. If the landowner does not pay taxes, the land will eventually be foreclosed, disabling all buildings. After an additional period, the land will be auctioned by local governance, recapturing back taxes and a fine, and returning the remaining funds to the original owner. As the test case, some of the regions could implement a tax harbinger instead of governance-driven LVT. Sounds good. We have one last page here before the governance section, which will be its own video. Land parcels can be acquired by the following ways. Looks like two. Primary market. Sold in auctions similar to other assets like existing posters. Land can be issued by the Star Atlas team and sold for existing stablecoins, or with Atlas. Number two, secondary markets. Existing landowners may sell their parcels and or buildings they develop in an in-game marketplace in exchange for Atlas. Sounds good. I hope to be a landowner. I'm sure I will be. Landowners are incentivized by the following. Landowners may be endowed with Polis or Atlas, subject to similar terms from the above sections. Number two, landowners may earn Polis for the behaviors outlined in the Polis section. Point three, landowners may collect tax for the productive activities of their land in Atlas on a competitive basis. Part four, landowners may use their parcels as collateral for loans in Atlas. Okay, that's interesting. And number five, land is a requirement for the builder and miner classes. So it is a requirement. I will be a landowner. I'm going heavy into mining. And then here, this last part here, additional DeFi functionalities. The list of functions of Polis, Atlas, and any in-game NFT I described in this paper are non-exhaustive and subject to further iteration and changes. We do intend to allocate some of the emissions from AP to staking and yield farming. In addition, their usages may extend beyond the game and into broader decentralized finance space. That's awesome. Namely, in the Solana ecosystem, where Polis and Atlas may be listed under any number of decentralized exchanges and may be utilized from other activities such as collateralization, lending, and yield farming, each of which may present their potential rewards. These functionalities are ultimately out of control of any particular party, but rather created and utilized based on user demand. So there we have it, guys. Part 2 of the economics paper. Thank you for reading along or listening to our tokenomics section. Super interesting. I'm going to have to reread this a few times to really fully get into my head. Part 3, governance, should come out here in a few days. And that'll complete our economics paper read through. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see down in the comment section. And yeah, let's keep on ramping up the content. Keep on ramping up the community. You guys are incredible. Over 125 subscribers already. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.